Question 4. An 80-kilogram skydiver jumps out of a plane. He deploys his parachute after he has fallen 2,500 meters. At the moment the skydiver jumps out of the plane, he is not moving up or down, but he begins to accelerate towards the ground. His gravitational potential energy is being turned into kinetic energy. Calculate the speed that the skydiver reaches when he deploys his parachute. Write an appropriate unit with your answer and assume all of his gravitational potential energy is turned into kinetic energy. To answer this question, you should begin by calculating the gravitational potential energy the skydiver loses during his 2,500 meter fall. Okay, so say you have no idea what this whole idea of potential energy goes into kinetic, you have no idea what that means. Still just answer the bullet point. The bullet point says calculate the gravitational potential energy. Now we can all do that. If we head over to our formula sheet, we're looking for gravitational potential energy, so we're looking for this formula here. The change in gravitational potential energy equals mass times gravity times the change in height. Well, what was the mass? An 80-kilogram skydiver. What is gravity? Well, let's have a look on our formula sheet. Gravity, G, is over here, is at 10. And how much did his height change by? He loses 2,500 meters during his fall. We can come over to our calculator. 80 times gravity of 10 times 2,500 meters gives us an answer of 2 million joules. Okay, now up here it says all of his gravitational potential energy is turned into kinetic energy. So what's the formula for kinetic again? It's this one over here. EK equals a half mass times velocity squared. So we know the half stays there. Do we know the mass of the skydiver? Yep, that's up here at 80 kilograms. So it's a half times 80. Now do we know the velocity? Oh no, that's what we're trying to find out. So we'll leave that as V. Do we know what the kinetic energy? All of his gravitational has been turned into kinetic. So yes, we do. It's 2 million. So now how on earth do we rearrange this? So this is some crazy maths. So one way is to use equation solver on our calculator. If we come over to menu, for those that are lucky enough to have a calculator like this, equation, and then we type it into solver, which is F3. And now we can simply type this in 2 with 6 zeros, and we can go shift equals 0.5 times 80 times, now there isn't a V button, so we're just going to put X, because that's what we do in maths, X squared, come down to execute and to solve, and there we go, there's our answer. The velocity is 223 meters per second. Okay, for those that aren't so fortunate to have such a flash calculator, we know in maths that a half and 80 are multiplied, and so what's the opposite of multiplying? It's dividing. So this equation turns into being 2 million divided by all the stuff that's multiplied on that side, divided by a half of 80, and that's going to give us, oh, and I missed the squared bit over there, that's bad, and that's going to give us velocity squared. So we can type that in, 2 million divided by, I'm going to put it in brackets so the calculator does it all together, 0.5 times 80. But that says 50,000, which wasn't that 223 we just got. So what haven't we done? We haven't square rooted it. Okay, so we need to square root it, so we can go shift, square root, shift, answer, and there we go. Our answer is 223, and the units MS-1. Done.